Husqvarna robotais vėjapjovėmis galima pasikliauti.
Top Sport pagrindinis Kauno Žalgirio rėmėjas. Top Sport kazino, kortų lošimai, stalo lošimai, kauliukų lošimai, lošimo automatai, lažybos. Nesaikingas lošimas gali sukelti priklausomybę.
Įsivaizduokit, atėjo pietų metas, jūs pasidarėt kavos, turit laisvą minutėlę ir norėtumėt pasižiūrėti vakarykščių rungtynių statistiką ir pasiklausyti žalgiriečių komentarų. Bet turime problemėlę ir jums nieko neišeina padaryti, nes tinklo administratorius blokuoja jūsų prieigą. Su mūsų draugų NordVPN programėle tokių problemų niekada neturėsite. Prisijunkite ir naršykite internete nevaržomai. Tad paskubėkite įsigyti NordVPN, nes dabar 2 metų planui net 70% nuolaidą ir dar papildomi 4 mėnesiai su kodu Žalgiris. Tik veskite didžiosiom raidėm.
Sveiki visi mylėjai susirinkę į barą 11, sveiki visi, kurie stebi mūsų tinklalaidę įsijungę YouTube kanale, tai yra pirmoji ir vieša mūsų tinklalaidės dalis. Visą tinklalaidę galės pamatyti Žalgiris Insider prenumeratoriai. Ant mūsų stalo matote ir mūsų bičiulių produkcijos, Vilkiškių pieninė, rūpinasi, kad visuomet turėtumėte energijos. Taip pat turime ir podelius su Vieta. Vieta irgi yra viena iš Kauno Žalgirio partnerių, bičiulių, kurie rūpinasi, kad žalgiriečiai visuomet turėtų kuro ir būtų su didelė energija. And I have a question about gas station and gas station food. One of our partners is Vieta. Do you ever stop at the gas station and eat something? I don't know, whenever you travel. I know you're a professional athlete, so what about it?
If I stop at a gas station, I'm mainly getting drinks or kind of some candy. I like little clusters, nerd clusters, so I like those, but I don't really get anything like this or coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so mine is just mainly like some Schweppes drink or water.
All right, so you're water guy,
Yeah.
Okay, so mes keliaukime toliau, dar aišku pakalbėsime apie tai, kad mūsų partneris yra ir GO3, siūlantis stebėti ir visas Kauno Žalgirio rungtynės Eurolygoje ir absoliučiai didžiulę sporto pasirinkimo grupelę nuo futbolo iki krepšinio iki kitų sporto šakų. And now, after I said a lot of gibberish words in Lithuanian, we can finally start. Okay. But I would like to start this podcast with a round of applause for our guest, K.Evansas. Let me tell you a secret. It's a record-breaking number of people that we have today at Baras 11, at Baras 11, and people came to see what you have to say about one thing, and one thing in particular, one question that lurks in everybody's head right now. Why the hell there haven't been any update in Keen2I's Instagram account? You haven't posted for 14 months. I checked today. The last post was the Christmas post, 2022. So why the hell you're not posting there?
So that's like, it feels like I barely post on my normal Instagram, so that feels like a second job almost. But really, this season I've been so focused on basketball, after
having the results.
After having an injury, I'm just so focused on, winning this season, especially now. It's such a busy time. The team, we're trying to win, and I really haven't just had time to just travel around and, take pictures. There's some stuff I do. I've kind of gotten to a little bit of videography, so I have, videos of me messing around with my camera and stuff, but other than that, I haven't done too much content. I'm kind of waiting for the summer for that to, pop up again.
Okay, let me tell one secret of yours, or one secret plan of yours that you discussed with us at one point of the last season. You mentioned that you really loved the pictures of Nida, of the seaside part of Lithuania.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go there at one point.
But I never got to, got a chance to go. I was rehabbing at that point, and at that point it was so hard to walk that, after a day of walking, my leg would be so swollen, so I never really got the chance to. And when I got back here, it was just, strictly business. So, maybe one day I'll be able to go out there.
Last season, you did a lot of walking around Kaunas, according to your pictures.
Yes.
Do you have your favorite place in Kaunas? I don't know, a spot that you like to hang out or just walk through the Kaunas?
I don't know. I love walking through Old Town.
Okay.
Especially during, the Christmas time. I love to see the decorations, the lights, the tree.
That Christmas village.
Yeah, it's so nice. So I like to see, and it feels good to walk around and see everybody walking around with their families, and around Christmas is always like a family kind of mood. So I love to see that environment and see everybody happy and getting hot cocoa and all that type of stuff. So I'd say that's my favorite area to walk around in.
It's your year 2 in Lithuania. You see a lot of Lithuanians while walking around, like we just discussed. Do you see one habit of Lithuanians that you already picked up somehow, I don't know, or you see that habit in Lithuanians and it's kind of strange for you to see that habit, I don't know. Is there something like, if we get stereotypical like in Spain, they love to be late, or mañana, and they kind of late. What about Lithuanians? Do we have something that amazes you?
Nothing I've noticed too much.
Just normal people.
Yeah, just normal people. I'm not trying to get any enemies. So, but no, I haven't noticed anything in particular. Besides people kind of like they look and then they go like that sometimes. But
I haven't been looking at.
But that's about it. I haven't really noticed anything in particular that. Lithuanians do.
What about the basketball fans in Lithuania? How do they like their passion during the game? How do they like them like off the game situation when, I don't know, a kid passes you by and asks for an autograph, then he tells all the statistics from this season that he knows, and he knows all of the numbers and so on. Have you ever encountered that?
A kid asking for a picture, like just walking around?
Or he asks about the statistics, and that 7-year-old dude knows a lot about basketball.
No, not really. Most kids, they just come up and say picture, and they'll just say you're my favorite player, or something like that. So it's normally quick, but it's always funny when you can you see kids kind of eyes get big when they see you, and then they they're next to their friend and they're like. And they like pointing, they're trying to be calm about it, but I'm just like, you might as well just come over here and ask for a picture, because it's pretty funny to see how they react.
I can imagine there are situations when fathers are like those kids with their open eyes, like, oh, look at the kid.
Yeah. Like they'll tap them too and be like, oh, you see him, because sometimes the kid's not paying attention. And then they'll tap them and be like, you better go ask him for a picture before it's too late. So it's pretty funny. All
right, we can talk about Lithuanians a lot, but I want to talk about basketball as well.
Okay.
Like this season, we talked with Ula back in a few weeks ago, about this season, about the stuff that happened. From the scale from 1 to 10, how crazy this season is, knowing that everything that happened during this season, ups and downs, the change in coaching staff. What about it?
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster season. But I think the biggest part about this season is with everything that's going on, all the changes between the coaches and the team, how we're playing, is the one thing that's been consistent is our fans. They've been there the whole way, and that's something that we appreciate. But yeah, this season has been crazy, and hopefully this last part of the season is going to be even crazier, which is us, doing something big and something that's very tough to do, but, we get it done.
People, are the species, that organism in the planet that they are very, very easy to love hope, and the hope is what drives people, and right now Žalgiryje is 3 victories away from the end of the regular season. Nobody knows how that regular season will end. Yeah. The chances of getting to the playoffs are slim according to data and so on. Are you the one who says like, okay, we will do anything that's in our power to get to the top 10 or to the play-in, or are you a realistic person that goes game by game? What's your attitude towards it?
I'm realistic. I go game by game, but also before we even look at the playoff picture. And, there's so many factors that go into, like other teams have to lose as well for us to, be able to get in. But first we have to take care of us, and that's winning. So we can't even really look at the playoffs if we aren't, getting ready, preparing ourselves. So first take care of us, and then we'll see where the pieces fall.
Yeah, right. So we checked the play-in question. we have it in the books. But talking about that change during the mid of the season when A.Trichieri stepped in, you're the general on the court. You're the one who have the ball most in your hands. How was that first conversation with A.Trichieri? He came and he said something like, "Keenan, you will have to be the leader of this team." Was it something like this or no?
Yes, of course. I mean, the accent was perfect. But it was, you know, a very simple question, simple kind of conversation. Him just saying, hey, you know, he's a big, what surprised me is that he's a very big American football fan. So he comes up to me. Yeah. So he loves the Patriots. Okay. So he came up to me and was just like, we have to be Belichick and Tom Brady. Like, we have to, you know, be on the same page. And, you know, how far, you know, the team goes depends on, you know, us two being on the same page and getting everybody else on the same page. So, you know, he's hard on us. He's hard on me, you know, to be a leader and get everybody ready and, you know, get everybody in the right spots. But, you know, he's a smart coach, man. He coaches with passion.
Is he hard in the sense that he pushes all the button of yours during the practices and then, you know, what the hell does he do that? Or I don't know, in some kind of other way?
It's some days it's pretty crazy. I'm sure some of our, you know, our media people that are in there recording the practice, I don't know if they pay attention to what's going on, but if they did, they would be, I'm sure their eyes would be big. But it all comes from a good place. You know, he does push our buttons, and that's only because he wants the best out of us. And, you know, like the first day when he came here, he's like, I'm here to help, and I know you want to make the playoffs, and we have the talent to make the playoffs, so I'm just here to help, and this is his way of helping.
I know the way how he talks with the journalists, you know, it's one way to see that. I know the exact way he talks to you guys because it's a private matter, practices and so on, but when it comes talking to journalists, he uses a lot of phrases, a lot of very vivid phrases. He quotes Al Pacino and stuff like this. It's not, we're not used to it in Lithuania, but what about in practices? Does he use those comparisons as well?
He uses a lot. His favorite that he says over and over again is like, if we're messing up really bad in practice, he goes, he's like, you guys are painter. I give you the canvas and you use the colors and you make the picture. I'm just here to provide, you know, that's just like his favorite thing to say. It's just like, we're the artists. He gives us the colors and we paint the picture. Yeah. So it's always funny the things he comes up with and says. He has a lot of them though.
How do you get that information as a general on the court, what the coach says? Do you take it with a grain of salt, or you just soak everything in and just translate it on the court?
You have to, you know, soak everything in, but also, you know, it's much easier to say stuff. So when you're on the court, you know, he always says this too, you know, I help you, but I'm not on the court playing. Yeah. When you're in the game, you have to adjust. You have to, you know, everything is situational. So you can't really just, you know, we draw up a play and it goes exactly the way it's supposed to in a game. You know, the defense, the other team is smart too. So we have to, you know, adjust and work on the things that prepared us for that moment.
During this second season of yours in Žalgiris, during these all 2 seasons in Žalgiris, I would call you the most unselfish leader on the court that I have ever seen playing in Žalgiris, because we saw a lot of great players, great talented players offensively that they like to score points, they like to throw shots, throw the ball to the basket. But you seem just to generate a lot of passes. You know when to click that offensive mode at the end of the games, when to push the team. How would you describe yourself in that leadership kind of way?
I don't, you know, me personally, my friends know this, you know, most people I play with know this, you know, I'm not the guy that wants to take a million shots. I want to win, and the ball is like energy. So if one person has the ball, and only one person has energy, so you move the ball around, everyone has energy, everyone's upbeat, everyone's happy. And I know that's not a way that, you know, is going to win a bunch of games. It's, you know, just me taking a whole bunch of shots, no matter how much I can score. You know, it's not just a one-man game, it's a team game. So me, I just like to pick my spots and be aggressive when I can. And if that requires me to take, a couple more shots than normal, then I will. But obviously, teams know that, being a top scorer, they're going to try to send 2 people at me and, try to make it difficult. But at the end of the day, I'm not a guy that wants to take 30 shots. I love to get my team involved. Like I've said before, I'm more excited seeing my teammates score than I score. So seeing them be able to, build their confidence off of a layup or a jump shot is I love it. I love to encourage them.
But some basketball players, they live for those moments, when they can take that last shot of the game. Oh, it's the last shot of the game. I'm gonna hunt for it.
Yeah.
But what do you feel in those moments? Do you feel like 8 to 5 job? Okay, I need to finish this one to get home happy.
No, I mean, of course we all live for those moments, but when that time comes, of course I'm ready, but I'm also not, afraid to, pass the ball and trust in my teammate and making a big shot like that in the moment.
Okay, let us talk more about you being on a court and doing those amazing things. What's one game that pops into your head real quick when you think about your years in Žalgiris and about those very important shots? Do you have one game?
Oh man, I say the game that really got it started and that a lot of people bring up is the Alba Berlin game from last season.
Last year,
yeah,
minus 20.
Yeah, and we came back making all those threes, and then that just kind of turned things around for us because I think we were on a 2-game losing streak at that point.
Yeah,
and it turned it around for us.
Talking about those 3-pointers, we had a podcast together with Tutis, and we talked about your 3-point shot. And whenever K.Evans makes that 3-pointer shot, when he's about to make a 3-pointer shot, we know that he's about to make a 3-point shot. He do something with his legs, then a step to the side, and then the opponent is left with a cry on his face because we know that K.Evans just made that shot. Do you see those situations? Well, okay, he doesn't even have a clue that I'm about to make that 3-point shot. What about that routine of yours?
I mean, they have a clue, but it's so much going on. Like, after we had that conversation, I went back and kind of looked at some highlights. And it's kind of funny because I do use a lot more moves than just
the whole routine.
Yeah, so it's so many things to guard that by the time I do the move, they're kind of off balance. So they know it's coming, but it's just like it's hard for them to kind of get there. Yeah. So, I mean, but that is definitely like, one of my favorite moves. It's just a tough shot to guard. So, especially when it comes to, a switch and, somebody like Barutis is guarding me. It's hard to just shoot over somebody so tall, so you have to create space from that.
Talking about, you touched very important topic that have a positive impact on the second part of the season, playing together with Žalgiris players, especially with Laurynas Brutis on the court in the second part of the season. How did that new system of the coach A.Trinchieri open new potential of Žalgiris this season? What do you think about it?
Just like I said, he's been coaching, Brutus really hard, and he responded well from it. And in practice, he built that confidence off of that shot. I'm sure everybody saw when he said, "If he doesn't shoot the shot, I'm going to burn his car."
Yeah,
he's serious. So we all will if we have to. If he doesn't take that shot because he's so good at it, and it helps just open up the floor for everybody and makes our game even better.
But how was before that stretch when Brutus started making those floaters? Have you noticed Brutus doing something crazy with his hand? Like he was already having that shot.
No, not really.
Not really.
But it's just he's been playing in a different style, I guess. With Coach Cassis, it was just more back to the basket, posting up.
Yeah.
And Coach A.Trichieri has put him in a different position that he probably excels at more, I guess.
Yeah.
But he can do both, and it's been really good to see another part of his game.
Winning a game after game after game in January, then making it into the February. How big you were on the rhythm before that break in the EuroLeague as a team?
It was amazing. We were on a great rhythm. What were we on? 6-game losing streak this season, 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was
So,
like
you know,
6 game maybe.
it was, you know, those are very, very, you know, low times for a team. I'm sure the fans feel it, so we feel it even more. And just to be able to pick up some wins is huge. That's when everybody gets their confidence back. That's when, you know, you miss the feeling of winning. So once you get a taste of that, you want more. You come to practice, you know, happier. And, you know, the fact that it's the winter doesn't help. You know, it's cold, it's dark, and you come to practice and you're like, another day.
No sunshine.
Especially, you know, when you're losing, it's, you know, the coach is yelling even more. So, you know, you're just waking up every day to get yelled at, and it's, you know, it's not fun.
Like we talk basketball, not fun anymore.
Yeah. So it's like, it just feels like a, you know, a hassle to come in and to work. But, you know, the only way to kind of grow through stuff like that is to go through it.
All right, and then the break happened. You've been to London, actually, yeah?
Yeah.
How did you like London? Did you go to Harry Potter Museum?
No, I didn't.
You did?
I didn't.
Come on.
I went to the London Eye and I went to the London Dungeon. I don't know if you've been to the London Dungeon,
No, I haven't.
but
I've
you
been to
should.
Paris Dungeon, a lot of skeletons there. Are there skeletons in London?
I mean, in the dungeon, yeah. It's like kind of like a haunted house type of deal. So
okay.
it's like, it's like a storytelling haunted house. So it's pretty fun. You should check it out.
I will check it out.
Yeah.
And after the break, you guys lost 3 in a row. Was it because, you know, you lost the rhythm? That's natural, because you were on the rhythm, and then after the break, you need just pick up something. How would you call
it? It was just, you know, tough. We, you know, played against a really good Olympiacos team, and I'm sure that kind of took away some rhythm and some confidence, especially, you know, some players going to the national team. It kind of, you know, they didn't practice with us. The workouts were different. We were practicing with the youth team, but at the end of the day, we played really good teams, and we lost. Only the Olympiacos game was a kind of blowout game for us in a way. But lost a tough one to Maccabi and then to Bayern, was it? Yeah. So Bayern was ugly, but we fought back. But yeah, it was, you know, it kind of sucked, you know, having to take a break when we were such a good rhythm.
That fun last EuroLeague double week, victories versus Bologna, and then the last victory versus Vitória Basconia. Was it the same old Žalgiris that we saw before the break, and now you feel like clicking?
For sure. Our defense was, you know, amazing, where we wanted it to be. You know, for both teams being able to hold, you know, a top scorer not to their points is amazing. And that's something we want to continue moving forward. When we first came back from that break, we were kind of a little sloppy on defense, not on the same page. So, you know, we knew how important this double week was, and, you know, we got the job done.
Edmund Sumner was on fire. K.Evansas was the king of that week, as you called it. How other players in the rotation now picking up themselves in this very crucial and important stretch of the season?
It's amazing. It's huge for us, you know, because not every night will be, you know, my night or Brutus' night or Ula's night. It'll, you know, it's a team effort. So for other players to be able to step up at such a time like this, it's amazing. And you know, coach has been hard on those two all season, and, you know, they respond well, and it's showing.
I have one question about you being in practice. Who's guarding you in the practices usually?
It depends, because they kind of split up the teams a little different every day. But I'd probably say Lucas. Sometimes Dovidas.
Who do you hate when they're guarding you? Like, oh my God, this guy.
Probably Dovidas. You know, I mean, you see him.
He's sticking like a glove.
Yeah, he's. I'm sure he's annoying everyone he guards every night. You see, he's just stealing the ball, and
but he has that kiddo face. Like,
No, I'm scared of him off of the court. He just does that and then goes home, just walks home.
Like poker face.
No smiling, nothing.
Beat you.
Yeah, literally steals the ball, and then he's really good at like the little tricky layups with spin and stuff.
Yeah.
So. It's amazing to see the presence he has on the defensive end.
We're going to play one game real soon, and we're going to have some questions from our fans, but I would like to make a setup for that game, build up for that game.
Okay.
Would you pick someone from this team as a sneaky pick? Well, in public we know that guy as maybe shy, not too outspoken, but you as his teammate know that guy from different colors. So do you know someone that comes into your head right now from the team that is one in the locker room and way other person like talks publicly? I know that sneaky pick. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to Brady. I have to go with Brady.
It's not a question, like it's not with the right answer. It's your answer.
Yeah, Brady.
He's
I mean, I'm sure you see his emotions on the court.
Sometimes he outbursts. Like,
Fuck! But you know, other than that, he's pretty quiet. But then off the court, he gets to he can talk. He talks a lot. He's a really cool guy.
And you sit next to him in the locker room, yeah.
Yeah. So we have plenty of conversations, whether it be about basketball, home, TV shows. Talk about a lot of stuff.
Right before we finish with this first part of the podcast, I want you to pledge one thing, that during the last part of the season, you're going to be making those ugly for the opponents 3-pointers, knocking them down, and be an offensive power, as you are right now.
Yes, I promise I will try.
Okay, thank you very much. So,
Kodėl aš dabar šneku angliškai, aš nežinau. Baigėme su pirma dalim ir jeigu norite pamatyti antrąją, keliaukite į Žalgiris Insider platformą, tapkite prenumeratoriais, pasirinkite jums patinkantį planą ir pamatysite visą antrą dalį. Prižadame, bus dar daug įdomių dalykų, pažaisime vieną žaidimą ir atsakysime į Žalgiris Insider prenumeratorių klausimus. And now we finish with the first part.
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it? You want to see the whole video? Subscribe to Žalgiris Insider.
Top Sport pagrindinis Kauno Žalgirio rėmėjas. Top Sport kazino, kortų lošimai, stalo lošimai, kauliukų lošimai, lošimo automatai, lažybos. Nesaikingas lošimas gali sukelti priklausomybę.